If you want to paint a painting or you want to learn to draw, if you want to be creative like some artists that you saw, then where in the whole wide world should you go?
To the Cartoon Lab!
At the Cartoon Guy Show. Captain Comic's really clever, the professor's really smart, but their next door neighbor Tommy doesn't care much for their art. So how can they make his imagination grow?
With the Cartoon Guy!
At the Cartoon Guy Show. The Cartoon Guy Show. The Cartoon Guy Show.
The Cartoon Guy Show!
Now let's get started with today's lesson. But the first thing we need to do is go through our checklist to make sure we have everything we need so our lesson goes a lot smoother. First thing, make sure that your drawing area is well cleaned up of clutter and make sure it's well lit because, it's a little hard to draw if you can't see what's right in front of you. Now the next thing on our checklist is a blank sheet of paper. Check. Now after that, we need to make sure that we have a well-sharpened number 2 pencil. Hey! It's a little too big of a check. Oh, that's much better. Now the last thing we need is the artist's best friend, which is the eraser. Now the eraser is so cool because it helps take care of any mistakes you might make. And I kind of tend to make a lot of mistakes, and that's why my eraser's really big. Now that we have all of the materials that we need, we're ready to start today's lesson, which I like to call Name That Tune. Name That Tune is an exercise where we like to draw people, places, things, whatever you want, using only the letters in that name. So the first thing we need is a name. So I wonder, what name are we going to use today? Oh, I think someone's at the door. I'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Tom. I just moved in next door and I want to introduce myself.
Tom, that's a great name.
Nice guy.
Great news, boys and girls. I have a name. And that name today is Tom. How do I come up with these things? I'll never know. So, to get started, what we need to do is we need to write our name down. But instead of writing it down one time, we're going to write it down 2 times. One in all uppercase letters, and the other one in all lowercase. So let's go ahead and write the name Tom, and I'll help you guys spell that name if you guys need help. So the name is spelled T-O-M. Now right there, we have it all in uppercase, so let's write it once again in lowercase. It's still spelled the same with T-O-M. Now, the reason why we do this, instead of just having 3 letters to work with, we're going to have 6 letters, and that's this many, okay? So we're going to have a lot more letters to work with. So let's get started. Now, the first thing we got to figure out is a base for our character's head. Does anybody know a good letter that we could use? Someone send it over here. You said it over there. Yes, that's right, the letter O. But instead of using the lowercase letter O, I'm going to use the uppercase letter O so we can work bigger. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to start with our letter O. Now, don't worry if your O's not perfect or nothing because nobody has a perfect shaped head except for that cartoon guy. So now that we have our base of our head, we're going to start out with the eyes, okay? So we're going to make our character look pretty serious. So everybody kind of make a serious face. Go ahead and make a serious face. Very serious. I like it. So what we're going to do is this little part right here, that's what we call a furrowed eyebrow. Can you guys say that? Furrowed? Good. So to do the furrowed eyebrow, we're going to use the lowercase letter T. But we're not going to have it standing straight up. We're going to lay it on its side. So we're going to start right here. Go across. And there we go. We have our furrowed eyebrows. Now the next thing we need to draw are these things. Ow! So glad I had glasses on. That would hurt. So we're going to go ahead and we need to draw the rest of the eyes. So let's take the lowercase letter O and chop it in half. Because we can chop the letters in half. We can do whatever we want with these letters. We can squash them, stretch them. There are no rules to this. So, except for using the letters, obviously. So we're going to take that letter O, start right here in the center, and draw the half of that letter O, and then we'll do it another time. So now we have this character's eyes in place, but kind of looks a little scary. Yeah, looking a little weird. So we're going to draw these pupils, which is funny because a lot of you guys out there are students, and the word for students is pupils, and well, I'm getting off track. Yeah. So what letter do you think we could use for our pupils? That's right, we're going to use the letter O again. Take that letter O, chop it in half because his eyes are kind of looking up. Like I said, remember, he's serious. One right here, one right here. I'm going to darken that one back in. So now we have our character's eyes laid out. So the next thing I'm going to ask is, what's this thing right here? Don't tell me no. What's this thing right here? I said don't tell me no, but one last time. What is this thing right here? Guys, it's called a nose. It's called a nose. So we're going to go ahead and draw this character's nose, and I'm going to use the uppercase letter T, but flip it upside down. So I'm going to start right here, come down. Okay, now we have our character's nose drawn in. So the next thing we need to do is the mouth. So which one of these letters do you think would be good for the mouth? Did someone say M? Perfect. Wait a minute. Doesn't the word mouth begin with the letter M? And we're drawing a mouth with the letter M? Oh, okay, it's starting to make my mind go everywhere. So we're going to use the uppercase letter M for this. And we're going to bring it down here and we're going to slightly kind of angle it. Now, if you need to turn your paper slightly to the side to help you out, go ahead and do it. So let's go ahead and take this uppercase letter M. So we got our mouth right there. So our character's now like, So, next thing, well, I guess this character needs to hear us. So, let's use these uppercase letter O's, shall we? And once again, chop them right in half. We'll come up over here, one half of the letter O. Over here, it looks like the other half of the letter O. By the way, when I cut an O in half, what letter does that become? That's right, it becomes a C. Man, you guys are smart. You guys should be up here teaching this. So, the next thing I want to do is, I want to give him some nice flowing locks of hair. So, I'm going to take maybe just that straight line right there from the letter T, and I'm going to give him some slicked back cool hair. All right, so we're going to give him 4 strands of hair. So 4 strands of hair on each side. So they're going to angle in. We do 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to go to the other side, but we're going to angle them the other way. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. So now our character has some really cool hair. Kind of like you guys out there. You guys have some pretty cool hair. Kind of like mine. I don't have much hair. So I guess the next thing is, the character's not done yet. I want to have a little bit more fun with him. Does anybody out there have a mustache or a goatee? No, none of you do? Oh, I got it. Oh, okay. Well, don't worry, neither do I. So let's go ahead and give this guy a goatee. Something like really cool. So what I'm going to do to give him the goatee is I'm going to use the uppercase letter T. I'm going to use it twice. On this side, I'm going to chop off that part of the letter T right there. So we'll start right here above the mouth. Come down. Now, for the other side, I'm going to chop that part off. You can do that one right there. So now we have his mustache going down towards his goatee. Now to finish off his goatee, we need to use one last letter, and that's our letter right there, is the letter M. But we're going to flip it upside down, and we're going to do it multiple times over and over again. So we're going to start at this point, and we want to connect to this point. So we're going to go doo, 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 doo. And there we have our character. So what's the final thing that you guys think we need to do to this guy? All right, yes, you guys have some awesome ideas. I heard somebody over there say, hey, cartoon god, why don't we color the dude in? And I heard someone over there go, hey, cartoon guy, why don't we give him a really cool muscular body or something, dude? Those are excellent ideas, guys. You get to decide what you want to do because you are the artist, you are the creator. But there is one must that we have to do, and that must is you need to sign your names. So it lets people know who did it. So I'm going to sign my name, which is Cartoon Guy, but I'm going to abbreviate it, which means to shorten. So I'm just going to put C for cartoon and G for guy. And above it, you can place the year, which this year happens to be 2014, or could be same for you, or could be in the future. If it's in the past, this is really weird. If you're doing this from the past, the winning lottery numbers to last night was what? Okay, apparently I'm not allowed to give out that information. So just put the number 14 up there, and so right there we go, guys. We have a cartoon character by the name of Tom, very serious one, and that was extremely basic. And let me tell you guys, it doesn't get any more basic than that.
I beg to differ.
Wait a minute. I know that voice. Boys and girls, I know that voice. That's Toonopolis' very own time-traveling superhero. It's
Captain Comics!
Do you always have to introduce yourself like that?
Yes, when there's an audience. But actually, I came to...
Cartoon Guy, the lesson you just did can get even more basic. In fact, it can be
Elementary.
I don't get it. Okay, look. You're dealing with 7 elements of art. You got texture, space, shape, form, value, color, and line.
Oh, I don't get it.
All right. Follow me on this.
Okay.
Right up here, you have the 5 basic types of line. Horizontal, vertical, curve, diagonal, and zigzag.
I still don't get it.
Okay. So we're on the same page. Okay. Why don't you flip this one?
I can do that.
Now, you have 5 basic types of line.
Okay.
We have the horizontal, the vertical, we have the curve, the diagonal, and the zigzag.
I see it now. Oh, hold on. I want to look at my drawing now.
right.
I want to look at my drawing again. I want to see the 5 types of lines.
Do you see it?
I see it. I see the 5 types of lines and Tom. I can see the 5 types of lines and Tom.
You got it.
I see Tom.
Cartoon Guy, what's wrong?
Captain,
Yeah?
kind of did something bad. I was a little rude to my neighbor. He came
Yeah?
over to introduce himself to me. Then,
Right.
Okay. Captain, I need you to do me a favor. Can you watch the kids just for a few minutes for me? A few minutes. Thanks, Captain. You're a lifesaver.
We're going to have just a few seconds. All right, well, I didn't have anything really prepared, but for our next video, click here. All right. Always be creative and let your imagination soar.